For any of you guys wondering, I had a lot of people ask about an update. She's alive again. I got her going. I got to put some of the new parts came and it took time. It got dark quick this time of year. I'm going to try to get some grass cut, but I'll give you an update. She's fine. She'll be okay. This is the problem right now. It's going to take a few hours. That goes actually into a wiring harness and it'll get some permanent solidification, and I had to disconnect some stuff. We have our hill climb locally, right across the street from my house. Wonderful. Our police do nothing. They ride up and down the roads here doing wheelies like I don't know. Anyway, the distributor, the new one, is on there, and she is just fine. I had to transfer some parts to the new distributor. It didn't come with everything. I had to buy the bare bones model instead of spending $400, $500, $700 through Summit. Uh, it gets thick. And the problem is they didn't even know what I was talking about. I had to go to my source down in Tennessee. It's a shame. And I always tell people about the auto parts racket. Used to be retired people. We had Circle S, Snyder. We had Big A. We had a lot of like Lehigh Valley auto parts and stuff. We had in this area some top-notch auto parts, and they were all guys that had retired out of dealers, or Joe owned a garage and he just called it quits because he had to because of his nerves and his health. And an auto parts store is basically a therapeutic environment, believe it or not. It can be therapeutic to those people suffering injuries or health problems. It just doesn't exist. The corporate entities ran everything out of town, just like I bought ground beef the other night, which wasn't even ground beef. It was all pork. All it did was fry up into brown grease. It was just brown grease. I had to throw it away. $25 for a pack of bullshit. So I'll give you guys another update, and then we have another patient here. I'm going to tell you something about these tractors. I had a starting problem with this thing ever since day one. And it's all back together. I'm going to cut grass with it. Down here where these mounts are, if you take the engine out, grind that down to bare steel, WD-40 it, and grind the block that it's nice clean metal, because she starts and runs one heck of a lot better than she used to. So I will say there was something with the grounding of the engine on that. And then the other guys, I cannot believe some of the, I'm getting a lot of attraction from people asking questions. They asked me about this. And that John Deere's for sale if anybody wants to buy it. Needs an ignition switch. It runs and it's souped up. That's got a 14 horse Kawasaki in it. And it runs and it works good. It's going to get covered down. I uncovered this. This was my update. Now, you guys with these seals, don't buy that. I think it's Ford's, F-O-A-R-D. Those are all those cheap nickel and dime seals that they're selling the kit for like $70, $80. These seals take a tool that twists the seal. It contorts the seal, and then when you release it inside the chamber there, where it's chambered, okay, it will perform a lot better than those cheap seals. Those cheap seals, they're only going to last a couple weeks, months, maybe a year or two. It depends on how you use it. Now, that's not oil leaking. I oil the slide. And I was tired of my Tootsies getting crushed by firewood, so I put that on there. So when I'm over here and I'm cutting, and every time I cut a big piece, it wanted to flop out over and land right on my Tootsies. I got tired of it. So if you guys want an update, this Husky machine, if you can get a hold of one of these old-time machines, these first-gen log splitters, there ain't nothing like this. I mean, I don't care how big and round those logs are, okay? This thing, it goes all day with me, sun up to sundown, and all it needs is gas. And it's not leaking anymore. It really made me a happy camper. And then watch your fluid, okay? You can actually use, what I don't recommend is those synthetics in these machines. you can use an actual motor oil. What I would do is, if you take your Ram somewhere, okay, and show them the machine you got, okay, because there are different oils. Now you can use the universal hydraulic fluid, and it's not as acidic as the other hydraulic oils. And that's one of the things that will eat your seals, is the acidity of an oil that you're using. And especially if you use like 5W30, oh, you can use motor oil. Motor oil is very acidic, and so is transmission. Transmission fluid is a hydraulic fluid. It would work beautiful in this machine for a period of time before it destroyed all the seals in it. It'll just literally turn your seals to jelly. So watch what you're doing on these machines. And then this is our battle cart where I go get firewood. We've got a lot of trees down locally. They're dying, and that sucker is going to come right down on that guy's shed over there. If you guys see that tree, it's leaning on an angle because the other one over there came down, and that one's not in good shape. It's starting to fracture. There's a fracture there about 4 foot up from the bottom, about almost a little below chest height. And you can see there's another fracture up there at a knot where there probably was a branch growing at one time. When that sucker comes down, it's going to come down with a big boom, and then he's got another one over there. This is a real shit show here where I live. A real scat party. And then this is our new patient. I just took his battery out. He needs a carburetor. For anybody with these go-karts with the Teo engines, that's a Teo 125, I believe they call it. It's an actual motorcycle engine that they use over there. And you can use them in a go-kart. The only thing is they set them up with the CV clutch and all that. But anyway, it needs a carb, and it needs fuel line, and just needs a few things. I was trying to talk him into replacing the plug wire, but he didn't want to hear it. And believe it or not, despite the looks of this thing, it's in a lot better shape than some of them I get with broken frames, and I got to go out and get tube steel, and sometimes I end up using electrical conduit to repair them. These can be really fastidious when they're busted up, especially when they hit a tree. Sometimes it tweaks the steering, and then you got to be like your. I never really did my frames on my stock car. A guy out in New Kutztown, PA, Ron and them and his dad and all that, when they ran the shop out there, he was a sharp cookie. I didn't screw with my frame. I used to leave them. The only time that we did repairs is when I hit the wall or something that I had to get back out on the track. We would pull it with come-alongs, whatever else we had. I didn't have the high-tech shit back when my stock car days. I was basically caveman garage back then. You know, he didn't have hydraulic pullers and pushers. What do you call them? The power rams and stuff. I didn't have stuff like that. And these can be just as difficult. He has to get in every video. Say you do. Yeah. King of the jungle. Pet me. Okay. Update is, and thank you for everybody that cared, because I heard from a lot of people all over, not just the country, the world. I heard 2 people from Scotland, somebody from the Netherlands, a guy from Nate from New Zealand. You're a class act, dude. Real sense of humor. I was heckling him, and we've been heckling each other back and forth, even on X for a while. It's kind of comical, but we have about the same mindset. And then there's 2 people on my thread on my YouTube right now. They think a lot like I do. Their life's experiences must be a lot like mine. So for the most part, I've got to put everything back together. The shit show's over. I've got brand new parts in there that got to go on her yet, and then she'll be done. But I've got other missions I've got to run this week. I'm going to be gone most of the week. That's why I have clothes with holes in them. Thanks for watching my videos.